Hello and welcome back to Pigcraft. My name is Triple Backfist, and if you do not know what this is the spawn area of Pigcraft QC, Canadian server for Minecraft, although we do have a TF2 server as well, I suppose. So if you're watching this video, I am going to be giving some general announcements to the server as far as things that have happened so far this year, things that are yet to come, starting probably within the next week, and a bit of a tour. Not really a huge tour, but a bit of a tour. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go around spawn, show you guys some things that you may or may not have seen. So for any of our players who have been here for any length of time, let's head this way first, you will be well aware of most of the stuff that go on here in spawn. However, we have added some things that if you don't come to spawn too often because you don't feel the need, you may not know are here. So one such being the tutorial house. It has been here for a while. I think most people have probably checked it out by now. But it's a pretty cool build. It's a good place to learn all the basic commands for the server. So be sure to check that out. It's getting dark. It's either always raining or dark when I come on the server. Never figured that out. We have added these little shacks here. Now these currently, they originally had villagers in them. However, I believe that zombies have long since ruined the little village. And they came in and murdered all of the villagers. So there's currently a bunch of empty tents, I suppose. I think these are tents. We'll go with tents. So they are here. There is... I know of at least one plan for these. I do not know if it's the official plan or not. For a lot of people on the server, they have asked for it, and we have brought it back, is Spleef. This is our Spleef Arena. It is very large. It was built by the admin Swag Dragon and the moderator Krusty. I helped a little bit. And so, big arena, pretty cool place. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Let's see. One of the big things that were added into the spawn area that a lot of people don't know about because it's so far away from the actual spawn building, which is way back over there, is this here. This is a haunted house. It was built by one of our players, Chris S.I., I believe, as a haunted house. And so it has lots of mobs in it. It has loot chests, all kinds of different things. There are spawners in it. I believe there's witch spawners in it. And if you've ever fought against witches, you'll know that one witch isn't too big a deal. Having a whole host of them, a horde of them after you, though, not very cool. They're a pretty evil mob in general. So that's pretty cool. Now let's see, heading back over this way, if I can move really slowly. I suppose I could increase speed, but we're going to take scenic tour, take our time. I think there's a player over there. If you're wondering as to why I do not have a chat or the little menu down at the bottom, I hit F1. There's a lot of talking going on, and I can't really control what everybody says, and just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to keep the chat turned off unless necessary. So at this end of the spawn area, we have added in a ship. Now this ship was originally built by one of our VIPs. His name is Sumadi's Nuts, and we took the ship and one of the admins brought it in here and then sank it, and you can see it's kind of a wrecked and ruined ship now, like a ghost ship. There are plans circulating about for the staff of what we're going to do with it. It's not finished yet, I don't believe. I believe there's still a bit of work left to go on it as to its full purpose. But we're going to keep that. I'm going to keep that a secret for now. If you know anything about me, I love secrets. They're quite wonderful. All right, so heading back in this direction. All right, so here's our spawn area. We've added a little bit more light to spawn at the request of some of our members, as well as the fact that it was just looking a little bit too dark around here. So we've covered most of the stuff in spawn. There's one big addition to spawn that will be coming in the next couple of days, and I will probably show you that towards the end of the video, I think. That would be the most ideal time, I would say. We are looking at making some changes to the noob spawn area, which is what I call it at least. It's probably not the politically correct term, but that's what we're going with. And so, as you can see right now, it is in a ravine. The player spawns here on this little pad, and then from there they go through, they can learn all of the rules and such. And so we're going to look at adding in a little bit of extra detail. One of our admins was working on it a few days ago. It's a great place for people who can fly, or if you're up here on land, to just drop in and then stare at people as they spawn. Bit creepy, I suppose, but fun nonetheless. Alright, so now that we've covered most of the changes to the spawn area, next thing I'm going to talk about. So, as you saw, we added Spleef, and what that is, it is the plugin Simple Spleef. Now, for everyone on the server, for the first few days that we had it, we were a bit annoyed. It was causing a lot of spam issues. Let's see if I can get over here. And so we did manage, thankfully. Happy Pikachu figured out how to disable the messages to the chat, and so the massive amount of spam went away. We do still have the plugin, though. A lot of people were concerned that when the chat spam stopped, that we had removed the plugin entirely. The plugin is still here. You can still come and play. A word of warning, if you do come and play, I know with one of the versions, I'm not sure if it was 1.4.7 or 1.5, when you came here, you would lose whatever your actual inventory was. Getting a little lag there. So make sure that you have cleared your inventory of everything that you wish to keep at your house before you come and join, just in case. I don't know if it's been fixed or not, but just so you don't have to worry about losing any valued items, make sure that you clear your inventory first. A lot of fun. It takes at least 2 people to play, although I've seen up to, I think we had 18 people playing at once at one point. It was crazy. Trying to get 18 people inside of that one cylinder area is pretty crazy. So, as I said, this is the Simple Spleef plugin. There's plenty of Spleef plugins out there, but that's the one that we're currently using. Additionally, talking about plugins, I would like to update you on the loot chest plugin we're using. And so the plugin that we're using has not yet been updated. And so we have not been able to reactivate all of the loot chests around the spawn area. For those of you who come around spawn often enough, you'll know that there are dozens upon dozens of loot chests, particularly in our little city here. But they are currently all deactivated as the plugin has not yet updated. We are expecting a fix for this within the week, most likely, assuming that the owner of the plugin, the creator of the plugin, does not drop it. If they do, then we'll probably look into switching up plugins, but we're currently holding out because we're pretty sure that we should get the update within the week. So, additional information. Currently, for those of you who are on the server, you will know that we have the magic plugin for the PvP world. I believe there's a total of 61 or 62 magic spells that you can use. I would suggest that you get your use out of those now while you can, because the rumors, as many have heard, have been confirmed. We are indeed going to be changing PvP, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit as soon as I can get to that world. Yeah, see, they're saying all kinds of stuff here. All of their nonsense. MVTP PvP 2. So this will be a bit of a sneak peek for you for what is going on with PvP. So I'm going to cover some of the basics. I'm not going to tell you everything about the new PvP, just because we do want to have some of it kept under wraps until we release it, or at least the post is updated. There should be a post either on the 1st of May or within the first couple of days of May. So the spawn area is right over here on top of this mountain. So this is kind of your sneak peek to see the area where you'll be starting out. So this is the spawn area. We are changing the world into, for those of you who've been around long enough, will know as a more Xenovia-style PvP system, in which case there's not a lot of super plugins. What is that dark shadow there? Why is there a shadow there? There we go. There's not going to be a lot of plugins. We're going to have MCMMO as well as factions, just a couple of simple plugins, not really anything super big or fancy. Reason for it being some of the plugins have a tendency to cause lag. As well, it can be very difficult to balance them in PvP. They can become overpowered. We've gotten a lot of complaints in PvPs in the past about there being overpowered either plugins or parts of the plugins. So what's going to happen is you will spawn over here in this little building, or maybe in the big building. We haven't exactly placed the spawn yet. And once you have spawned, let's see, no, okay, good. Once you have spawned, you'll come out here. You'll be able to leave via multiple bridges. We have not added in the bridges yet. We're going to be doing that last, most likely. And the bridges will take you down to the ground level. And as you can see, the terrain here is pretty exciting. A large portion of the map has this very crazy extreme hills, mountain style landscape. And so the primary reason we chose this map was because of that. And so you'll come out of there, you can come over here. There will probably be, I know that there are 2 hidden chests in here because I built all of this, except for the bridge and the telepads over there. But I built both the buildings and this little walkway and all that kind of stuff. And so I know that there are 2 hidden chests in here. I'm not going to tell you where, that's up to you to find them. And so inside this building, the building itself is nothing fancy. For people who don't really have the ability to have faction or anything, you can come here and get your basic enchantments going. But you're not going to get anything fancy. The bookcases are a tease. They're just far enough away they don't affect the enchant level. And so you can go all the way up to the top. Maybe you can jump down onto... What is that? Oh, I'll fix that. Ignore that. Anyways, so you can come up all the way to the top. There's a staircase, and then once you get up here, you can probably watch and see where people are going, which way they travel. Maybe you can even attempt to jump out and kill them. That's a long fall. I wouldn't recommend it. But as you come across, one of the issues we've had in the past is people spawn camping. So what we did to change that, we're going to have multiple bridges leading down from this main mountain for people to use and go in different directions. As well, we have 4 telepads that will take you to different directions of the world. And so you can see north, south, east, west. I don't know if we've decided to send them directly to the north, south, east, and west, or if we're going to send them to the corners of the worlds. But these are the telepads, and so you can always use them for a quick method of getting out of the spawn area and way off to the edges of the map, which will make exploring much, much faster. This map will be between 2 and 3 times the size of the current map that we have. The world border is somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 blocks in positive and negative direction, which makes it a pretty large map. It should take a long time before the map runs out of usable space. As far as all of the configurations of how the world is going to work, that'll be explained on our forum post for the new PvP. One thing, for those of you who watch this video, you'll know ahead of time, and it'll also be posted on the forums. We have not yet named this world as to what it will be, so if you have any ideas, feel free to write them down and post them to us, or when the thread is started, you can go ahead and post them. We haven't come up with anything for it yet. It's going to be a pretty basic style. They're not going to have the magic plugin any longer, or anything like that, and so you don't have to base it really off of a theme. But if you do have any ideas for a name, we'd love to hear them. So, let's see. That should be everything about PvP that you need to know, at least that I'm going to tell you, rather. So, next thing I think we're going to do, I am going to... One of the things I love about Pigcraft... Alright, let's go back to the main world. Spawn. So one of the things I love about Pigcraft is that we have a lot of builders, and you can't really tell as much in the new main world as in the previous one, because everyone's so spread out. But there are quite a few of them. Let's see if I can jump down here without dying. Yes, victory. And so what I'm going to do is, over the course of the next few months, as we release update videos telling you about new things that are coming, things that have happened, and so forth, I'm going to kind of showcase builds that are, I won't say worthy, but that are impressive on the server. This is partly to reward the people who have done so, made unique, interesting builds, and partly as well to, let's see, Graveyard, Old Main Colony. I know it's around here somewhere. Where's it at? Kitty's Place, no. I believe it is at, I think it was player's name was Rinzi who made it. And so the idea is to showcase some of the builds that have been done. I believe this is it. And oh no, has it been deactivated? Oh, okay, fine. We'll thankfully we're an admin, and so we have special powers, and we can do it we need to. So let's see, home, Rinzi, castle. So this is to showcase builds that have been made by players that are impressive, as well as to encourage building from our players in the future, so that they too can be showcased. If you got a good enough build, we'll be showcasing it either in a video or on the server forums. And so what I wanted to show you today was this particular build. Not a lot of people know about it. There used to be a telepad here. There may be a warp here. Perhaps that's why the telepad is gone. But this is a castle that was built by one of our players, Rinzi. And unlike most castles, I don't typically like a lot of castles that get built because they're all the same. There's nothing really impressive about them. But this castle is very well thought out and designed. It has a good wall. There's tunnels through the walls for actual sentries. There's towers. There's a large gate and courtyard. The place itself is well built. It's well designed. I believe that it has automated lights so that at night they will turn on. Now I know that there used to be villagers around here somewhere. I don't know where they are. There's one. And so it's somewhat populated, as you can see. It's a very impressive build, though. I don't typically appreciate castles that players build because they're all the same, but this one really steps above the bar and kind of showcases how to really make a castle stand out. There's good detail in the walls themselves. It really follows out well. Additionally to that, he's also created several other nice builds in the area. They go off in that direction. Just in case he's not finished with them, I'm not actually going to go over there. But you can always send him a message and ask. So, but yeah, definitely a cool place. You should come and check out if you get the opportunity to. Very cool castle. So let's see. The only other one I'm really going to show for now, and it's not finished, so it's probably not even worth going to, is Warp OMC. OMC stands for Old Main Colony. So for those of you who do not know, Old Main World, which was originally the main world, was somewhat decommissioned in a way, in that everyone left it, mob spawns were turned off and such. And so in an attempt to kind of bring some life back into it, we had a large group of people who decided to move back to the Old Main World. And so we created a colony. Now the colony has gone a bit quiet recently because of PvP and other things going on. But let's see, we'll head this way. I think this is where most of the people seem to have created their homes. And so a large group of people have been building here. Was this here already? I don't remember that there last time I was here. And so, as you can see, lots of homes, lots of things being constructed. My tea shop, I love my tea shop. This is Chili's house here. I am very impressed with this. I am hoping that he comes by and finishes it at some point in the future, because the design of this house is very nice. It's got a very good curve to it. I like Minecraft builds that have curves. And so, yep, see there's something over there. Can't quite tell what that is. And here's some ships. And anyways, so cool place to come and hang out. The spawn point for OMC is a giant tree. You can't miss it. If you do, you've probably got your render distance on tiny. Let's see if we can get back over here. I believe my render distance is on normal, so it should be able to pick it up. Yep, there it is. Giant tree of giantness. And I still haven't put the leaves on there. I will get around to that eventually. I promise. At some point I will get around to adding the leaves on it. One thing I did want to announce is that as soon as the leaves are added onto the tree, there will be a, not really a hide and seek, but like a hidden prizes competition going on here in OMC. There are a handful of items that I spent some time creating. I think there's 12 of them, maybe, ish. Actually, you know what? I know where I have them all saved in a chest right now so that nobody can get to them. Let's go over here. Doo-doo-doo. So, let's see. One of the things OMC has, here, before we look at that, OMC has a couple of places. It has the Teleport Center, which takes you to places around the map, in multiple worlds, by the way. It also has an admin shop here. This is a more complete version of the admin shop that is the actual spawn area. There's a few things that we forgot to add back at spawn that are here. Additionally to that, we have just some general things like a AFK pool, so you can go AFK and just go around the pool without getting kicked from the server. This is a nice little place. One of the things a lot of people don't know about this is over here in the Lover's Fountain, there's actually a little hollow spot. If I can just get down, there we go. Alright, come down here. And you'll find down here 3 maps. These are the maps of the main world spawn area. So as you can see, there's the actual spawn square area. You can see the map area in general, as well as the old main colony. That little green dot is us right there. And so you can see all the things that people are building around the area, as well as the old spawn area. You can even see part of the old labyrinth that was made. So I guess you could kind of use that as a cheat if you really wanted to figure out how to get through the maze. But cool little place to hang out. I added that, and then I don't think anybody ever found it, with the exception of a few people that I showed. Fly up. Fly up. There we go. Alright, so as to the little prizes that I was hinting to a minute ago, let's see, is it this block? It is that block. So here they are. Some of them are things that are simple, such as wheat and flowers. And then others are a bit more valuable, like a nether star, a sword, an anvil, the axe, a potion. And so they're not tremendous huge items. Let's see. But they'll be worth hunting for just for the fun of it. And so they'll be hidden around in chests. If you're lucky enough that you find all of them, then congrats to you. If you only find one, then still congrats to you. So, but those will be hidden as soon as the leaves to this tree are added, which I'm not going to promise when that's going to be because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, particularly with PvP. So, it needs quite a bit of leaves, as you can tell. Alright, so heading back down. Jump, jump, whee. Alright. So, in regards to talking about builds that are impressive to check out, I also wanted to bring up, a lot of you used to take part in our creative contest, and I wanted to inform you, and by the way, for the people who see this here, this is not actually grief. Somebody built this house this way. I've gotten a lot of messages about people saying, there's grief, there's grief. This is not grief. Somebody actually built it this way on purpose. I'm not sure why, they just did. But anyways, what was I saying? Creative contest. The creative contest that we had in the past will be coming back. We have been working quite diligently on coming up with ideas and plans for them. We're going to be having 2 kinds of contests. The traditional ones, which will be probably about a month long, in which case you'll be given a theme to go with, and you can build and compete against everybody else in the contest. And of course, they'll have in-game prizes. And so those will be brought back probably beginning May 1st, actually, I think is when we'll have the first one. And so additionally to that, we're also going to be introducing a second kind of creative contest. The prizes for this second creative contest will most likely be economy money in-game. And the difference between it and the first creative contest that we've typically done in the past is that the second one will be kind of time challenges where you'll have between 10 minutes and 1 hour to build something based on the theme that is provided. And you can have the entire server could take part all at once if they wanted to. And those will primarily be hosted during the weekends when there's the most players on and everyone's available. And so we'll be hosting those. We'll probably have 2 or 3 competitions each go around, so that there's several people who get the chance to win. And as I said, they'll be between 10-minute and 1-hour rounds, so they don't take very long. But it's a good way to put your skills to the test in a fast competition. It really gets your, believe it or not, it really gets your mind racing and heart pumping when you're trying to figure out how to build something within 10-minute time frame. So let's see. I guess the only thing really to say now, the last thing, is I have been working on something in secret. A few people have come across it, and for those of you that have, I've asked you to keep it a secret, and so I'm going to go ahead and announce it now. I have been working for the last month and a half on what we call Codename Sand, S-A-N-D. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. Long story as to why we decided to call it Codename Sand. But anyways, and so what it is, it's something that I've been working on, and I'm announcing the beta testing is now going to be open for it. And so what it is, it's more or less going to be a in-game on the server, the main Pigcraft server, RPG style game, adventure, so to speak. And so what's going to happen is when you begin the quest, you can go through, let's see, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, let's see if I can find it. What direction am I facing? I think it's this way. I'll go and look at the main room so you can see the room. And so when you find it, you can take part in the quest line. You do not have to, of course. It's entirely optional. It's not a requirement or anything like that. But it is the beta testing for a RPG-style adventure that I've been creating in-game. And I've been working on it for about a month and a half now. And even though I'm recording this video and telling you that it's now open, it's not actually done. I'm going to be ferociously working all night to finish it. So that the beta testers will be able to take part. All right, I'm going to be right back in just a second. I've got to go... Wait, did I go past it? I might have gone past it. I've got to go and get there so I can show you the main room. I'll be right back. All right, here we are inside the room where it all begins. I'm not actually going to look at the signs because I don't want you to get any clues as to how to start without actually getting here. This is your first task, to get into this room, which is where the quest starts. And it's got a couple of side rooms, but you can't actually access them. Nothing tremendously useful in here. A couple of little side doors, that kind of thing. And so what the beta test for Sand is going to do, I need to find all the bugs, find the flaws, and that kind of stuff for the beta test. And so it is a rather short version of the RPG style that's going to be going on. And I built it for either single players or maybe 2 to 3 players at most. I would highly advise that you don't get like a group of 16 people together to do it. It kind of takes away the fun and the challenge of it when you do that. It just becomes a game of follow the leader. It's more of a single player style thing. I built it for the people who like to do adventuring and that kind of stuff. And the last update that came out was a bit more of a technical update. Didn't really have any adventurous features, and so I thought I would add in a RPG, more or less. By the way, if you want to know what's inside these chests, it's nothing exciting. So don't worry about breaking in here to steal all the loot and stuff. It's all protected. You can't touch it. Do not let greed cloud your vision. It only consumes. That's like a fortune cookie I got once, and so I just put it there. Anyways, so your first goal, get to this room. I'm not going to tell you how to get here or where it's located. That is entirely up to you to find. Let's see. How am I going to get out of here without you seeing where it's located? You know what? I'm just going to go to spawn. So I would highly recommend you do that. It's a fun little challenge. Once the beta test is done, and I've already gone through alpha test. Went through alpha test for a couple of weeks. And for those of you who are all involved in the alpha test, you know who you are. It was, I believe, either Happy Pikachu or Danny Swish was the fastest. They both did the alpha test. So congrats to them for being the fastest. Although I'm pretty sure Happy was just mindlessly kind of going along. He was pretty tired at that point when I was nagging him. But anyways, if you would like to take part in the beta testing, it is now open as of the release of this video, so be sure to check that out. I do ask that you do not tell other people about the beta test, because the more people who find out about it at once, the more people who are going to want to do it all at once, and it's really made for people to do one at a time. So instead of telling people about it, reference them to the video so that they can find out about it, and at least you'll have a head start on them so that you're not all crowded in at the same time. But once the beta test is done, actually before the beta test is done, I will be expanding it more. It is going to be a big project. It will probably take most of the summer, and then I'll probably have it released, the full version released in the fall. As I said, it is taking part here on the server, so no reason to have to worry about changing servers and missing anything like that. And it's just one more feature that we're going to be having starting over the summer. So let's see, I think that is just about everything. Do I have anything else to talk about? Oh, somebody asked me the other day, and I would like to inform you that it is true. There are a multitude of hidden passageways all around spawn. There are currently, how many are there? 5, 6, 7? I think there's 7-ish, maybe 6 or 7. I have hidden chests in them. They are not set up with the loot plugin. I add stuff to the chest on my own as I find them again, and I just get tired of flying around in general. I'll go to them and restock them. There's not really a date as to when they get restocked. They just periodically do. They're hidden all over spawn. There's actually going to be a new one added in just a couple of days in correlation to something that's being added to spawn, which I forgot I have to show you. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that. Warp Creative. Alright, here we are in Creative. Plot me home. Swag Dragon. I can spell. Here we are. Okay, so it's a big shadow right now is all I'm going to show you. So we have a new build that we're going to be adding in. One of our players built it. We didn't even know that he was on the server actually until we came across it, and we're just so impressed with the build that he had made. But he made this build. We were extremely impressed with it. It kind of ties into some of the native lore for the natives in Canada, I believe, or maybe it's just Canadian lore. I'm not sure. I'm not a Canadian. I'm sorry. I don't know all of these things. Anyways, though, we will be adding it into spawn. We've done a little bit of work with his permission to it to prep it before we move it over to spawn. You can kind of get an idea what it is by the shadow. But I'll go ahead and give you a sneak peek, because by the time you see this, it'll probably be added in. It's got a cool shadow. Look at that. It looks all just intense. All right, so here we go. Dun 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 dun. Giant flying majestic turtle of destiny. That's what I've nicknamed it. I don't think that's what we're actually calling it, but that's what I've nicknamed it. And so one of our players has built this. I will post his name in the video. You should be seeing it at the moment because I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, it has far too many letters, and I'm far too tired to be able to do that. But a very cool build. It even has a little like village thing on top of it. So it was a giant flying turtle. It's very cool. We've done a little bit of work on it. Primarily, we've done work on the inside. And it's not really a dungeon, so to speak, but there is something on the inside of this turtle now that we've added in for the players. So I suggest that when you get the chance, you come here. There will either be a telepad or a warp to bring you here, and you'll probably be notified of that in the forum announcement of what's going on in May or April, one of the two. And anyways, very cool build. We are all very impressed with it, so it'll be added over to spawn soon. So as well as we have another build I think that's going to be added to spawn in the next few days that one of our moderators built. Markham built a not really a corner piece, I guess a intersection build more or less, that we'll probably be adding in soon. So very cool builds. Be sure to check them out. They are awesome. So very, very cool. And with that, I think that's all I have to tell you this go around. I hope that you found it informative. You've liked the sneak peeks you've gotten between PvP, things to come, plugin changes, all of that kind of stuff. And I think I'm going to hang out here on this turtle for a little while. It's such a cool place to fly around in circles on. And so other than that, that's all I got. Once again, this is the Pigcraft QC server. We are hosted in Canada. We also have we have TeamSpeak and we have TF2, in which case you can find all about those on our forums, which is forum.pigcraft.net. And other than that, I think that's all I've got for you. So I will see you later. Hopefully you are in-game, either in the turtle or beta testing or building in creative or something like that. There's so many things that's going to be, by the time you see this video, we're going to have like 6 different things all starting up at once. So there should be plenty for you to do. The summer is just getting started, and we've got tons of new stuff for you guys. So be sure to check back. This is the Pigcraft QC YouTube channel. If you would like to find the channels of our staff members, even though most of us are inactive, you can find it somewhere around here. I know YouTube keeps changing things. And anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye!